Hey friends, welcome back. Another exciting day in Empires and Puzzles, and my goodness, is there a lot to talk about today. So, first of all, there's an absolute ton of quests, some really cool Alliance gifts that give us Wilderness and Challenge coins for the brand new veggies that came out, etc., etc. But more importantly, we are here because another new portal dropped today, and it is the Shadow Summon. Okay, so the Shadow Summon is going to bring us a new hero, as it usually does. This guy is looking a little bit dapper here. This Zenas guy is going to be a green druid, so let's see what we have to offer. A reminder of what we get for a family bonus out of our Institute family. We have a bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes. And it will give, we'll give plus 5, plus 9, plus 13% mana generation, plus 20, plus 30, plus 40% health. So that's a reasonable amount of, stats that come from having multiple of these. Here's the thing about that. I like it. I think there's great bonuses from this, but you're also stacking insanity characters. So you're spreading insanity through your own party quicker. I mean, granted, in theory, you're spreading it through their party quicker too, but the ratio is usually larger on your side of the field than theirs. So just keep that in mind. Like, it's not exactly going to be a powerhouse way to handle this, but thus is life, right? You got to take some chances. And really, I like to think of insanity kind of like you see all those car racing movies where they hit the button for the NOS and then it starts going a lot faster, but then it sputters out and that's your speed burst. And if you don't win within that window, you probably lose the race, right? Well, it's a similar concept here. Insanity gives you like that burst of NOS. You get a lot of power right up front. But if you don't win within a small window, what's going to come around is all that insanity will catch you on your next round of specials, and then you usually end up having a very bad time. So, it's interesting. I guess stacking multiple in that effect means you have that better chance of having a big enough burst to get to that victory before it gets crazy, but it's not usually the way I enjoy playing the game. I like to have a more clear set plan rather than count on chance to push me through, but Insanity heroes are interesting. I will give them that. Okay, then also down here in the passives department, we have the Eldritch Pact. It says if this character is defeated and it has a chance to be reborn as an Eldritch host, the chance is 10% per 10 Insanity on the character up to a maximum of 100%. The Eldritch host has 100% inherited attack, 100% inherited health, 1200 attack, 1200 defense, and the following special skill deals 400% damage to the target and inflicts 35 insanity on them. Also inflicts 30 insanity on the caster. If the character defeats themselves while activating insanity, the chance to return is always 100%. Okay, so it's a pretty interesting concept, right? To give you a little bit more strength to come back as this Eldritch Host. It's not like overly powerful, but it's still cool. And it's better than having an open tile lane and just having nothing there at all. So interesting passive for sure. Okay, down here in the Aether Power department, we do get Fiend Resist. Listen, with the veggies out, this Fiend Resist has become significantly more impactful in the game. You may enjoy this as it helps slow down the amount of fiends that you need to deal with when going up against veggie teams. All right. Down into our special, we get Motivate Wings? Sure. Moldavite Wings? That's not Motivate, that's Moldavite. Sure. I'm guessing that's maybe what he nicknamed his little mechanical owl there. I'm not exactly sure where we came up with that. Regardless, interesting special name, operating at fast speed. We get deals 360% damage to the target and nearby enemies and inflicts 35 insanity on them. That's a reasonable amount of insanity to put out on the opposing team. Summons a Moldavite Owl Fiend for the target and nearby enemies, which deals 60% attack each turn. The Fiend absorbs healing and disappears after absorbing 25% of the target's max health. The Owl inflicts 5 insanity to the caster every turn. At the end of the turn, the Moldavite Owl dispels one of the target's dispellable buffs, inflicts 40 insanity on the caster. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Let's get into this, because there's a lot to say about this guy. First of all, one, he is going to be hitting 3 targets, if you time this correctly, at 35 insanity on each target. So right there alone, you're talking about possibly pumping 105 insanity out to your opposing team, right? In hindsight, he's only giving himself 40 insanity. So I think the ratio is quite fair. You're pumping quite a bit more insanity out to the opposing team, and in reality, the ratio, even at 1-to-1, isn't bad, because even if you only hit 1 target on the opposing team, you're putting out 35, but you're gaining 40. There's only a 5-point swing there. Now, what's even better than that is these fiends that he's putting out, each turn that they're there, they're going to inflict 5 insanity more on that character. So he's not even done offering insanity from a single special. So that's pretty cool too. Also, they are dispelling one of the target's dispellable buffs at the end of each turn. Now, here's the downside to his little fiend guys. They only absorb 25% healing. 25% healing is not a ton. They can be cleared off relatively easily. However, if you have a way to ensure that doesn't happen, like if you're a savvy player and you're stacking this guy with like someone like Song, right? and you can drop silence on their healer the same turn you cast this special, right? And they don't have a way to clear that silence off, then you're going to get like 3-4 turns of silence in which this Fiend is going to be sitting there building greater amounts of insanity, dispelling them. It's very interesting. I'm not saying Insanity Heroes are my favorite, but I think that this guy, with the ratio of insanity he does out to the opposing team compared to himself, and the fact that he can be manipulated wisely with reducing the heal potential on their side, you could also stack him with someone like a Fox that's going to reduce the amount of healing the opposing side gets to even try to give these Fiends a little bit more of a chance. But even reducing healing, most healers are going to probably heal through that reduced healing and still do 25% health. So just understand that in reality, stopping the heals on the other side with a silence or mindless or something would probably be the better way to go. The tougher part about that is a lot of healers out there exist in the cleric realm or the monk realm or something like that to give them a little bit of natural protection against having their specials blocked or stopped, etc. So it makes it a little bit difficult, but there are plenty of like druid healers out there or paladin healers, right? And they do not have that same level of protection, so controlling them is a lot easier. I think that's where this guy's going to shine, is if you know you can lock down the healing on their side, you can really wreak some havoc with this guy's special. I do worry about the fact that it does operate at fast speed, so it's very easy for you to get up to that next tier, and he could backfire on himself already at the second cast, which would then create quite a bit of insanity on your side of things. I don't know if I love that, but that's the risk you take with insanity characters, and we talked about that at the beginning of the review, etc. But I will say this. I have to rate this guy on a scale of 1 to 10. I usually don't rate insanity characters any higher than an 8, mostly because I feel like anytime you bring a character that can blow up your own hit, you're not getting as much quality out of that as an other good character you could be bringing that doesn't have that downside. So understand that, like, I'm going to give this guy a solid 8, though. I think the way that he functions within the insanity system is actually pretty good, and you can control the heals on the field to allow him to be even stronger. Pretty good stuff. So yeah, solid 8. If you get this guy, congrats. He's definitely a lot better than some of the insanity offerings we've been given. Level him up, enjoy him, and that's about it for this time around. So if you do like what I do, there's a little button bottom right. You can click that, find me easier in the future. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.